Okay, so let's do a checkpoint. Let's see if you understood what I was talking about. Okay, so this is still not the online quiz. It's just a quick determination or quick exercise to see if you actually understood what I meant. Please do the exercises. I'll stop for around mga 10-15 seconds before I actually show the answer. So, first checkpoint. Given a project to create a 40-page website that has a budget of 10,000 US dollars and is supposed to be finished in 4 weeks. First question, what is the budget at completion? And second question, assuming that we divide the work and costs equally in the 4 weeks, what is the BCWS per week? And what is the BCWS at week 3? Okay, so I'll give you around very quickly 10 seconds for this one, 10-15 seconds. Okay, sige. T is going to be 10,000. Remember, the BAC is the total expense of the CWS per week is, let's again assume that everything is distributed equally. It's 10,000 divided by 4 weeks. That's 2,500 per week. Now, since we know that BCWS is cumulative or can be aggregated, by week 3, it's simply going to be 2,500 for week 1, 2,500 for week 2, and 2,500 for week 3, which is going to be 7,500. So that's the BCWS at week 3. Okay, third set. Assuming that you divide the creation of that 40-page website costing 10,000 US dollars equally across the 4 weeks and it is at the third week, what is the total BCWP at the third week if there was no delay in the project? 10 seconds again. Ta-na-na-nan, ta-na-nan, ta-na-na-na-nan, ta-na-na-na-na-na-na-na, ta-na-nan, tan, ta-nan, tan, ta-na. We should be finished with 10 pages. By the end of the third week, if there is no delay, we should be finished with pages. So, how do we compute for the BCWP? Since we budgeted 2,500 per 10 pages per week, our BCWP is going to be 7,500 because we finished all 30 pages as scheduled. That is 2,500 in week 1, 2,500 in week 2, and 2,500 in. Okay, so let's now change the scenario. Same case, but what would be the BCWP if at the third week you only finished 20 pages? 15 seconds. It's a little bit harder. Well, not really. Tan, tatan, tanan, tan, 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 tatan, tanan, tan, tan, tanan. O, kung ayaw na niyo akong kumanta, sige na. That's the answer. We should be finished with 10 pages. By the end of the third week, if there's no delay, we should be finished with 30 pages. But we only finished 20 pages. The budgeted cost of 10 pages per week is 2,500. That assumes kasi that we've divided the cost equally across the weeks. That makes computation simpler, guys. I performed or did only 20 pages. So I earned only 5,000. Why? 2,500 for the first 10 pages and another 2,500 for the next 10 pages. So my total budgeted cost of the work that I performed is going to be 5,000. But take note, since it's at the third week, what is my BCWS? The budgeted cost of the work that I scheduled. It is 7,500. So that means that by the third week, I should have been finished with $7,500 worth of work. But as of now, I'm only finished with $5,000 worth of work. Oh, now knowing how the variations go, how about this one? What would be the BCWP if at the third week you finished all 40 pages? Now this should come easily for you already, given what we did in the previous checkpoint. Like I said, we should be finished with 10 pages. Yun ang maasa namin, ano? Third week, if there's no delay, we should be finished with 30 pages, but we already finished 40 pages. Budgeted cost of 10 pages per week is 2.5. We performed or did 40 pages, so I earned how much? 2.5 plus 2.5 plus 2.5 plus 2.5, which is 10,000. So my BCWP as of not week 4, but week 3 is 10,000 US dollars. Okay? Kasi natapos mo na lahat by week 3. Okay. Now, I put a variation here. What would be the BCWP if at the third week, you only finished 25 pages? Now, hindi siya perfect division, meaning my part na natapos, my part na hindi. Okay, you planned 10 but you only did 5. The computations are going to be roughly the same. I will not give you 10 seconds anymore. I'll go straight directly to the solution. Per week, we should be finished with 10 pages, assuming equal distribution of cost. Essentially, each page is worth $250. That's 2.5 per week divided by 10 pages, which is 2.5. In the third week, if there's no delay, we should be finished with 30 pages, but we only finished pages. The budgeted cost of 10 pages per week is 2.5. But we performed or did only 25 pages. So I earned 2.5, 10 pages week 1, 2.5, 10 pages week 2, plus 1,250, which is 5 pages for week 3. Okay, so that's 2.5 times 5. That's 1,250. The total of this is 6,100. Okay? Now, just to make computations easier, this is what essentially we're doing. We're assuming that the costs and the time are equally distributed. Okay? Okay. Last checkpoint. After gathering all of the receipts, I came up with the following expenses. New software, this is as of week 3. New software, 500, labor, 5.8, utilities, 300, miscellaneous, 500. What would be my actual cost? Simple lang yan. All you just do is add everything. ACWP equals $7,100. So, that's the end of the checkpoint. For sure, not for sure, but you will have an online quiz. So, after this, just to make sure that you understand, or for me to check whether you've understood it, there's an online quiz in Schoology. Please do that. Like I said, the deadline is going to be at 8 o'clock. So at the end of the day, what are the concepts that we learned? 4 major concepts. BAC, budget at completion, wherein we answer what was the total job supposed to cost. BCWS, the budgeted cost for work scheduled, or PV. PV, plan value, how much work should be done. BCWP, which is the budgeted cost for the work performed. This is your EV or earned value, how much work is done. Then ACWP, which is the actual cost of the work performed. Essentially, how much did the is done work or the work that you did cost? Okay guys, so we're at the end of slide set 2. Essentially, what we did is we reviewed or we discussed the basic terms in EVA, and I gave you already a mini case for this one. What you're now going to do, hopefully first, is to do the online quiz just to check on whether you understood the concepts properly. So bye guys, hope you're doing the online quiz in a little while.